Three, two, one. Hello, Mob Slayers. How are we doing today? We are back for another episode of Medieval Minecraft 5. We are here today. Now, I have something we need to discuss. Now, the dragon naming stream, although I did go live to name the dragon, there was a little bit of an issue. I was setting up to go live and press the streaming button, but unfortunately a pillager had arrived and killed the dragon before I could go live. And now it's raining. Let's weather can go there on volume because that is loud, and let's not have loud weather. But today we are going to be working on villager trading. Now, although in my last stream I geared myself out, I've got pretty good armor, and I've buffed my sword a little bit, including adding capturing, which will be useful later down the road. I also upgraded my spellbook. Because I want more spells, and this one gives me more mana. Ooh, my skill tree. Because I got the magic skill tree is unlocked. So that is now a thing. But today I want to start working on villager trading. And the first thing I need to think about is, where am I going to be putting my trading hall? My primary trading hall for all my useful resources. And I was thinking, right here. If I built a structure right here that led into a trading hall. And I've taken a creative version of the world, an older version of the world in creative mode. So I can plan what I want to build, and I'm going to show that with you right now. Okay, so now I'm here in my creative testing world. This is where I'm going to be testing all my building ideas and what I want to build. As you can see, I've already done some things. What we're working on at the minute is going to be what's over here. What I want to do for villager trading, and this is going to be a drawn out thing because I overcomplicate things. But I want to have a separate building for each type of villager that gives me different types of items. So I'll build like a farmhouse by the wheat field for the farmers, a blacksmith for the blacksmiths, an observatory for the cartographers. This house here is going to be for the librarians. I might modify this to make it a bit more library-like, but I'm not sure. I kind of want to keep it on the small scale for my first one. So I'm not doing something too big. I'm also going to put another building around about here. But yeah, what I want to do, I want to build basically a small structure similar to this with a little pathway that goes up to it, connects it up to basically the main pathway of the location to basically begin to build like my own little village. And over here, there's a village where I can grab my villagers from. Again, on the actual server side of things, where it's actually in survival mode. But over here is where I will build my trade hall. It will be a multi-story trade hall. Just because of the sheer amount of enchanted books. That are in the game at different levels. It would be a good idea probably to have as many as I can. So having multi-stories for this hall is probably going to be a good idea. I may even have to go down a level. Gonna probably try to avoid that in case, but if I have to, and I will. But this is the plan that I've got at the minute. And at the moment, I'm going to go gather some resources to start building this. And once I've got that, you will see a little time lapse of me putting this together. Okay, so we've gone ahead now and put this together. We've got two buildings here. One of them is going to be my trading hall here. The other one over here is actually going to become my villager breeder, because I need a source of villagers, and I might as well do a little building and do a little villager breeder to do and contain. It's a simple design I found online. I use Google Images, so I don't know who created it. Feel free to tell me in the comments down below, and I will find and credit them. But the basic principles, I think, how it works. Two villagers in this section here. One of them's a farmer. They farm the carrots, throw them to the other one. They breed. Baby tries to walk through here because they think they can because there's a trap door, but in reality they can't, so they fall in the hole trying to get to the beds. Think that's how this works. And now I've tidied up a little bit. I had a lot of rails going around. Got the villagers from over there. I have now moved them into the breeder. And as I will show you in just a second once I climb these stairs, we have not only a functional villager breeder, but we have got a baby. I left it a couple of days. I had to slightly tweak what I built because it was slightly wrong to the point where the villagers couldn't actually see the beds as an area they can pathfind to. So I've now fixed that. They can, and we have a baby villager here who will start growing up. I'm going to go sit AFK for a little bit, see how many villagers we can get going, and while we do that, let's get out of here. Make a start on the trading halls themselves. And I will get back to you once we've basically begun a baseline of what we want to do for this hall. And with that, we now have our base idea of what we want. It is actually now the following day from where we just were. I've made a little passageway here just to make getting the villagers across a little bit easier. These little cubbies are where we're going to store them. I'm going to stick magma blocks on the block where we're going to put the lecterns, because disabling AI to reduce lag. I think that's how that works anyway. The village breeder, it's been a little bit slow. It's been producing villagers, just not at the rates I was hoping for. But nonetheless, we are ready to basically start moving villagers. So, I think we should cue the montage. Okay, so I've gotten somewhere. I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 villagers, all with pretty good enchants going to help buff myself. I've recently just found a villager over yonder. A wandering trader, actually. Let me just harvest some leather first. We got a wandering trader here who is offering us a very good axe, and I'm gonna grab this while I can. So first of all, where's the paper in there? Give me that. Give me that. I have 59 emeralds, so just trading a couple of books should get me the emeralds I need for this axe. And then getting this axe, and yes, good stuff. So, book. Just buy all those emeralds. And... No! Oh, I know, he's just over there. Okay. I thought he despawned for a second. I thought that guy had just despawned. That would not have been good. Give me this axe. Mend, sharpness 10, looting 5, unbreaking 3, mending, capturing 2, and scavenger 2. So, we now have a good axe. I can get rid of this efficiency one. That saves me like a bunch more emeralds and hours of grinding. So, back to finish the time lapse, which you're probably seeing before I finish this here. Probably. Well, that took a while to do. So much of a while that between last episode, we're now in December, real life, as of recording this bit. So you get to see my Christmas skin, my little dragon sweater, my little dragon jumper. Now, we've gone ahead. We have villagers. We have enchanted armor. It's just protection, fall, thorns, unbreaking, mending, mana regeneration along the lot on the armor. Sharpness, looting, unbreaking, and mending on the sword. Unbreaking, efficiency on everything else, plus the silk touch. Oh yeah, I also got like silk touch like no, not silk touch, efficiency like 10 on my pickaxe. No, that's 9 I think. Because you can do that, and we also have vein mining on here. Now, I got a lot of iron in my inventory. I have an idea I've tested in creative mode for a very efficient iron farm. One that does not involve villagers, and one that only solves in the mechanics that are available throughout the mod pack. Now, the reason why I'm building this is going to build this iron farm is because I also want to build the gold farm, but I need the iron to do so. And we can silk touch and modify spawners. Now, I found as well, through this mod pack, there is a very cool little enchant called Capturing. And what Capturing does is per each of its level gives a mob a certain percentage chance to drop its spawn egg when killed. Which then means if you can silk touch spawners and you can get spawn eggs, you can change the spawner to a different mob. So if I get this Capturing enchant, which I'm gonna get a few because I'm gonna try and level up Capturing as much as I can on my sword. Because, well, why wouldn't I? There's some more leather there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get a bunch of Capturing books. If I can get Capturing like really high on this on this sword, then I don't have to worry as much about I could potentially get the spawn eggs and then use the spawn eggs to create a farm. Now you can't craft spawners, I've already checked. But there is a mod on here that allows you to modify spawners. So, for example, if you give a spawner a pistons, you can increase the spawn radius. You can increase the spawn count with fermented spider eyes. Now, I've already done a bit of testing, and although I'm not going to build it to this efficiency, in testing, I built a 1 chunk radius iron farm, and that delivered about 10,000 iron an hour. Editing Mob Slayer here. The rates you are currently seeing on screen are in real time of this farm working in my testing world. Now, I was a little bit wrong in my calculations. This farm produces about 350 pieces of iron per minute. Multiplied by 60, because there are 60 minutes in an hour, you get an average of about 21,000 iron per hour. My maths was a little bit wrong here. You could also give it a comparator to give it redstone controlled, which I am going to do because I want this thing to be toggleable so it doesn't lag out the server. I'm gonna make this toggleable, and I'm gonna make it within a chunk. That is, if I do, out of killing all these iron golems, get a spawn egg. I really hope I do. I should turn these all back into emerald blocks and do that. Then we're gonna go on an iron golem killing spree. So, let's hope to get a spawn egg. Yeah, okay. Now all we gotta do is place the lava here. Not get blown up by you. Okay. Lava goes like one on that end. How many creepers? How many creepers are there? I'm gonna need a lot more lava. Actually, given how this is gonna work, I only really kind of need it there. Because the way this is gonna work is iron golems will spawn through the spawner, which will be placed where this crafting bench is. There will be also a zombie spawner in there because for some reason in this pack, name tagging stuff and putting stuff in boats, they'll still despawn. So I'm going to stick a spawner in there with its radius tuned down with pistons and quartz to mean it's only going to be a 1 by 1 by 1 of the thing radius. So I'm going to force the spawns in this little cubby hole. Iron golems are going to see the zombie. They're going to try kill the zombie. They're going to fall into death chamber. They're going to die and give me lots of iron. That sounds simple, right? I think I might need to move this entire thing, like, up 2 blocks, because down here, iron golems most probably still be able to hit the zombie, but even then, spawner which should still be able to respawn the zombies, so is that really a problem? We won't know until we try it. And the first things first, we're going to get our first spawner, which is going to be the zombie one. We're going to go ahead and put quartz in our offhand, hold the piston in our main hand, and just right-click it until it doesn't want to right-click no more. Now, I have to be very careful. I cannot use a fortune pick. I need to use my silk touch, otherwise I lose the spawner. Now, if I break the spawner, if I hold shift over the spawner, it tells you the stats. So there's 200 tick spawn delay, a max delay of 800 ticks, spawn count of 4, maximum entities, which is maximum entities that could be around it before while it's spawning, is 6. I think that means all the same entity, so the iron golems as entities should not affect that stat. So it can spawn 4 at a time. They can have a maximum of 6. I'm going to lower that eventually. But I believe... yes, I need ghast tears for that. So that's not going to be right now. Spawn range is the important one. That's set to 1. I'm gonna just build across there, and yeah, I'm gonna push this back a little bit. I'm gonna place the spawner here. I'm gonna right-click it with a soul lantern once I've blocked this out, because what that will do is also mean time of day does not matter to this thing. My silk touch is too fast. Oh wait, I'm still holding the quartz, meaning it's trying to remove something which isn't removable from this thing. There we go. And I got an achievement for it. Who needs the darkness? And now zombies will spawn no matter what the light level are. Then... I'll just block that up with that. I know. I've been told this... Actually, have I got any... Have I gotten... Yes, I do. Nope. You are being... This block right here becomes another spawner. But this one becomes iron golems. No light. Which then should mean eventually iron golems will be spawning and getting maltufricated. Ah, there we go. See? Now, this would be a good test. I didn't put the trapdoors in. Without the trapdoors, they're just gonna stand there. How could I do that? How could I forget the trapdoors? How could I forget the trapdoors? How could I forget the trapdoors? Trapdoors. Can you go in, please? Thank you. And you get nice path for you. And of course, because those are bottom slabs, the lava's gonna not burn everything underneath. And now we have iron farm. Okay, I don't need to lower any of this. That's good. That's good. That's good to know. And now all I've got to do is toggle it with a switch. But first, I'm actually gonna build on top of this. But that's all gonna be done before next episode. I am running out of time here and stuff and things. I'm gonna go ahead and fill in the rest of like 2 more buckets of lava in there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and build a nice little blacksmith to go on top of here. Once I've done that, I'm gonna add comparators to both the zombie spawner and the iron golem spawner, so both of them won't be causing too much lag on the server, and they won't be running constantly. Then I will go through and potentially rework the storage a bit. I know kind of what I want to do with the storage, but just having it down there is going to be good for now because I've got a bigger plan for next episode. And I just want to get right on that, so I'm going to go ahead and just build a little thingy. I've already been gathering resources, so this just, yeah, blacksmith goes here. Blacksmith goes here. And also, I did for those nerdy people, I did build this in a chunk border. The spawn radius is within a chunk radius. The zombie spawn is outside the chunk radius, but I can't really do much about that. And yes, that is, although also people might point out, yes, I did leave that to 4 blocks from the spawner. The reason why I've given it an extra couple of blocks is because the width of an iron golem, you don't want it spawning partially in the wall and suffocating and not getting the valuable iron. I'm being smart. Kinda. But yes, that is what I have been up to. Next episode, I have plans. You will see about those next episode because I've had to design more farms for myself. This is not the first farm I've built. This will not be the last. Resources are necessary. So with that, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode of episode 4 of Medieval Minecraft. I think, are we on 4? I think we're on 4. I think we're on 3. I'll correct myself in editing. But yeah, for episode whichever it is of Medieval Minecraft 5. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, there is a little button down below. I'd very much appreciate it if you pressed it, the little like button. And if you've made it this far, you probably already enjoy this. Or, yeah, you're probably enjoying this. There's another button down there that says subscribe, and I'd very much appreciate you pressing that button. Because, I mean, you made it this far in the video. You must enjoy it, right? Why not press a button and get notifications when more videos like this come out? And what else was I gonna say? I don't know. I keep losing track. That's the ADHD right there. Oh yeah, also, comments. What do you want to see me build? My entire plan here is to basically turn this entire area into like a Viking village with a Viking-esque castle here. that's my plan for the build. I've also been exploring further out in single player, my single player testing world, and I found some areas where I'd like to build some potential outposts. Leave your guesses on what I might mean by building outposts. If you want a little bit of a hint, I'm a How to Train Your Dragon nerd. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and actually sign off and get this video edited before the new year. That being said, I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later, Mob Slayers, and peace out.